All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Environmental Risk Assessment number 2 here at Kaplan University. And I will be your professor for the next 10 weeks, Professor Christopher L. Howard, and I believe everybody in class has had me before. This is a very interesting class, guys. It's kind of a more of an advanced class. We are looking at risk assessment, and we're looking at risk assessment techniques, strategies, and theories over the course of the next 10 weeks to discuss current environmental risks and how businesses would look at those risks and how government looks at those risks and what, if any, action they do to rectify those risks or to minimize the possibility of future risks. So it's an interesting class. It's going to have our similar stakeholders like we've been talking about before. It's going to have government, it's going to have elected and non-elected. We are going to have regulated businesses. We are going to have interest groups and other organizations as well too. So a lot of the stakeholders we've talked in previous courses here at Kaplan will be discussing this term as well also in risk assessment number 2. There are 2 textbooks for the class. Make sure you guys have them. We have an interesting book this term with Cod, Biography of the Fish That Changed the World. It's a very interesting read about how over commercialization in fishing could bring a species to the brink of extinction, as we'll be talking about impacts of risk assessment on those kind of issues in terms of climate change, risk, species extinction, habitat loss, and we will have to examine what the impact is going to be through those actions of our stakeholders and what the short-term and long-term impact of those actions can be and what, if anything, can be done to minimize those risks or even to possibility eliminate those risks through a risk assessment study. So we will be looking at those kind of things. This week we're looking at specific things such as ecological risks. We're looking at species extinction issues. We're looking at environmental decision-making itself and how do we make environmental decision-making? What role does various stakeholders play in it? What's the role of political stakeholders, especially when you have changes in the presidency like we've just had from President Obama to President Trump. So we are looking at those kind of things as well too. We'll look at the basic terms of risk assessment. We will look at the basic ways to assess an environmental issue. On top of that, guys, some basic reminders. This week we have 3 discussion boards, including the Introducing Yourself board. So please make sure you post on all 3 boards, as you will be graded separately on each one of those 3 boards. No assignment this week, so we are just doing the 3 boards. Our first seminar will be this coming Sunday, February 3rd, 2018, from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will have every single seminar will be on Sunday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. My office hours, again, as always, are Tuesdays and Sundays from 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time over in our instructor virtual office, which is located in the class on the left-hand side of the screen. Or you can try to reach me by phone or email, and you guys know I respond to email as quickly as possible within 24 hours most of the time. So it should be an interesting class this term, guys, as we examine the various impacts of risk assessment and the issues we will be addressing that stakeholders need to do to rectify environmental risks through risk assessment and making the plans and determinations for both short-term and long-term implications. Great to have everybody in class again, guys. Looking forward to this next 10 weeks. Hope you guys enjoy it. Should be some interesting discussions. And I will see you guys Sunday evening for our first seminar.